Don't set goals that are so challenging and so lofty that they crash that blood pressure system in the other direction and make you or anyone feel unmotivated.
Andrew Huberman, I will teach you how to be the best for the rest of your life. We can use play as a means to enhance neuroplasticity and explore novel situations regardless of age. That quote from Andrew Huberman. Are you ready to live your best life and reach your full potential? Join us on a journey of personal growth with Andrew Huberman as he teaches you how to develop a growth mindset, master your emotions, build strong relationships, and find your sense of purpose. This video has everything you need to become the best version of yourself for the rest of your life. Whether you want to improve your career, your relationships, or your overall health, this video has what you need. So buckle up and get ready for a journey that will change you and help you grow. Hello folks, welcome back to our channel, Victorious Visions. In this video, we will give you the tools and ideas you need to succeed, whether you want to be more productive, deal with problems, or find more meaning and purpose in your life. Don't let this chance to change your life and become the best version of yourself pass you by. The neuroscience of personal growth.
The nervous system can be reflexive in its action, or it can be deliberate. If reflexive action tends to be what we call bottom up, deliberate action and deliberate perceptions and deliberate thoughts are top down.
Our brains are very complicated organs that can change and adapt as we go through life. Neuroscience, the study of how our brains work and how we can use this knowledge to improve ourselves, has made a lot of progress in the past few years. Neuroplasticity is a key idea in neuroscience. This means that the brain can change its structure by making new connections between nerve cells in response to new experiences. When we learn something new, our brains change physically to make room for that new information. And this means that our brains can grow and change at any time during our lives, not just when we are young. The role that neurotransmitters play in our brains is another important idea. These are chemicals that send messages between neurons in our brains. They are very important for controlling our mood, behavior, and ability to think. For example, the neurotransmitter dopamine is linked to motivation and rewards, while the neurotransmitter serotonin is linked to mood regulation and social behavior. A key part of growing up is learning how these neurochemicals work and how our actions and behaviors can change them. For example, doing things like working out or finishing a task that releases dopamine can help us stay motivated and on task. In the same way, practicing mindfulness meditation can raise serotonin levels, which can help regulate mood and reduce anxiety. We'll also talk about the idea of neuroplasticity and how it relates to growth as a person. By putting ourselves in situations that are new and difficult on purpose, we can help our brains make new connections and change in good ways. This means that we can change our brains to make them stronger, more creative, and more flexible. By understanding the science behind personal growth, we can take concrete steps to improve ourselves and become the best versions of ourselves for the rest of our lives. We can use what we know about the brain to reach our full potential, whether it's by trying new things, practicing mindfulness, or making healthy habits. Developing a growth mindset.
You're talking about a win. So, it could be an op, go out and win. It could be a team. It could be an individual taking an exam and they get an A+. So it doesn't matter.
Carl Dweck, a psychologist, came up with the growth mindset. This is the idea that we can improve our skills and intelligence through hard work, dedication, and persistence. A fixed mindset, on the other hand, is the idea that our skills and intelligence are fixed and cannot be changed. To develop a growth mindset, you need to accept the idea that failure is a chance to learn and improve. We don't have to look at problems or setbacks as proof of how bad we are. Instead, we can see them as chances to learn and get better. By thinking about things in this way, we can change our minds and become more resilient, persistent, and open to new things. Focusing on effort instead of talent is another important part of having a growth mindset. We don't have to think about whether we are talented or not. Instead, we can focus on how hard we work and how much we improve over time. This can help us stay committed to our goals and stay motivated even when we face problems or setbacks. Having a growth mindset can help us also get rid of limiting beliefs and negative thoughts about ourselves. By realizing that our skills and intelligence can grow and change, we can challenge the negative self-talk that may be holding us back and developing more positive and empowering inner dialogue. Lastly, a growth mindset can help us look at life with excitement and curiosity. When we look at every experience as a chance to grow and learn, we are more willing to try new things and take risks. This can help us reach our goals and be as good as we can be. Putting it all together, having a growth mindset is a powerful way to help yourself grow and develop. We can become more resilient, persistent, and open to new experiences if we believe that we can improve our skills and intelligence through hard work and persistence. With a growth mindset, we can overcome limiting beliefs, challenge negative self-talk, and look at life with curiosity and excitement. The power of habits. Habits have a lot of power because they are automatic behaviors that we do without thinking or making a choice. This means that they can have a big effect on our lives, from our health and happiness to our success and how much we get done. The habit loop is an important idea in the study of habits. It has 3 parts: the cue, the routine, and the reward. The cue is what starts the habit, the routine is what the habit is, and the reward is the good thing that happens or the good feeling that comes from doing the habit. Knowing about the habit loop can help us find our bad habits and change them. For example, if we want to start working out more often, we can set an alarm or put our workout clothes out to remind us to work out. Then we can set up a regular exercise routine like going for a run or doing a workout video. Lastly, we can give ourselves a reward when we're done with the routine. For example, we could take a shower or eat a healthy snack. The idea of keystone habits is another important idea in the study of habits. These are habits that affect other parts of our lives positively and lead to changes in more than one area. For example, regular exercise is a keystone habit because it can improve your physical health, give you more energy, and make you more productive, and improve your mood and mental health. Getting into new habits can be hard, but there are things we can do to help us start to keep them. One important strategy is to start small and keep going. We shouldn't try to change our whole routine all at once. Instead, we should focus on adding 1 or 2 new habits at a time and building on our successes. Another strategy is to set up systems for accountability and help. This can be done by telling friends and family about our goals and progress, joining a group or class that focuses on the habit we want to form, or using apps or other tools to track our progress. In the end, habits are powerful because they can change our lives in good ways. By figuring out our habits and changing them, we can improve our health, happiness, and success and become the best versions of ourselves. Mastering your emotions.
What happens when things go well? And why things might not go well in certain circumstances is interesting, but to me, not as interesting as what healthy emotional development looks like.
Emotions are a normal part of being human, and they are important to our mental, physical, and social health. But when our feelings are too strong or out of control, they can make it hard for us to reach our goals and reach our full potential. Emotional intelligence is a key part of being able to control our feelings. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and control our own and other people's emotions. This means being aware of how we feel, knowing what makes us feel that way and why, and being able to express and handle our feelings in healthy and appropriate ways. Mindfulness is another important part of learning to control our emotions. Mindfulness means being in the present moment without judging or getting distracted, and being aware of our thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations. By practicing mindfulness, we can learn to be aware of our feelings without being overwhelmed by them. We can also learn how to control our feelings better. Cognitive reappraisal is another way to take control of our feelings. This means rethinking our emotional responses in ways that are more positive or helpful. For example, if we're worried about giving a presentation, we can change the way we think about it by focusing on the chance to show off our skills and knowledge instead of the possibility of failing. Lastly, building a strong network of friends and family can also help us control our feelings. This can mean going to trusted friends, family members, or mental health professionals for advice and help, as well as joining support groups or going to therapy. In short, being able to control our feelings is an important part of growing as people. By learning emotional intelligence, practicing mindfulness, doing cognitive reappraisal, and building a strong support system, we can learn to control our emotions better and reach our goals with more ease and confidence. Building strong relationships.
That an ability to recognize when your own internal state is being driven primarily by external events as important for being able to emotionally regulate.
Relationships are one of the most important parts of being human, and they have a big effect on our mental, physical, and emotional health. Strong relationships give us a sense of belonging, support, and purpose, and they can also help us reach our goals and be the best we can be. Communication is an important part of building strong relationships. Communication means not only being able to say what we want clearly and effectively, but also being able to listen and understand what others are saying. Effective communication can help us build trust, find solutions to problems, and get closer to other people. people. Having empathy and compassion is another important part of building strong relationships. Empathy is being able to understand and share other people's feelings. Compassion is taking action to help other people who are suffering. By learning to be more empathetic and caring, we can make our relationships stronger and improve our health. Having a growth mindset is another way to build strong relationships. A growth mindset is when you see problems and failures as chances to learn and grow instead of as problems or setbacks. By having a growth mindset in our relationships, we can learn from our mistakes and make our connections with others stronger and more stable. Lastly, if you want to build strong relationships, you have to take the time and effort to connect with other people. This can mean setting up regular check-ins or activities with people you care about, as well as trying to meet new people who share your interests or activities. Building strong relationships is an important part of growing and changing as a person. By learning how to communicate well, fostering empathy and compassion, having a growth mindset, and taking the time and making the effort to connect with others, we can build deeper, more meaningful relationships and live happier, more fulfilled lives. Finding your purpose.
What's going on in these circuits can basically be boiled down to two particular things. The first is value information, trying to understand whether or not something is really worth pursuing or not. So placing a value on a particular goal.
Your purpose is why you are here, and it gives your life direction, meaning, and satisfaction. Knowing your purpose can help you make sure that your actions are in line with your values and goals, and it can also help you feel clear and focused. Self-reflection is a very important part of finding your purpose. Self-reflection means taking the time to think deeply about your values, passions, and goals, as well as your strengths, weaknesses, and experiences. By thinking about your own life and experiences, you can figure out what's most important to you and what you want to accomplish. Exploring different interests is also an important part of finding your purpose. This can mean trying new things, following hobbies or interests, or looking for new experiences and chances. By pursuing different interests, you can find new talents, skills, and points of view that help you figure out what your sense of purpose is. Another way to find your purpose is to look for a mentor or advice from other people. This can mean getting help from mentors, coaches, or other trusted people who can give you advice, support, and encouragement as you try to figure out what your sense of purpose is. Lastly, to find your purpose, you need to do things and make decisions that are in line with your values and goals. Setting goals, making plans, and taking steps towards your vision for your life are all ways to do this. In short, finding your purpose is an important part of growing and changing as a person. You can find your own unique sense of purpose and align your actions with your values and goals through self-reflection, exploring different areas of interest, seeking mentorship and guidance, and taking action towards your goals. This will lead to more fulfillment and happiness in your life. As we come to the end of this journey of personal growth with Andrew Huberman, we hope you have received helpful ideas and methods to help you become the best version of yourself. Remember that personal development is a lifelong journey that necessitates continual effort and attention. We encourage you to keep exploring your interest, nurturing your relationships, and pursuing your goals with a development mindset and sense of purpose. Thank you for joining us. If you like this video, please like and share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channel for more motivating stuff. And don't forget to leave a comment below to tell us what you think of the video and how it affected your life. Believe in yourself and conquer your goals with us here in Victorious Visions.